WNST series on the backside of the All-Star game, and Manny Machado headed to Hollywood, and the Ravens, of course, getting out onto the practice fields with Lamar Jackson and Joe Flacco. We've got football, real football happening here in Baltimore down at the Royal Farms Arena on Friday night. We've talked a lot about the Baltimore Brigade around here this year, and now it's summertime, which is the championship season for the Arena Football League. Jeff Bowler joins us here. He is the VP of Business Operations and running the joint down there at the Royal Farms Arena, and I have a lot of friends on my Facebook, Jeff, and on Twitter that I know your fans have become sort of apostles for what you do out on social media. I'm very aware there's a game this week, and I know you guys are trying to get the word out as well and trying to get people into the flavor of what Arena Football League has to offer this time of year.
Yeah, no doubt. Our fans are the fans that have come out and have experienced what the Brigade have to offer, have come down and meet the players, met the coaches. They're passionate about it, and that's what's really special about the Arena League is once you do give it a chance and you come out and you experience it and you experience how close you can get to the players and the interaction, and you feel connected to it, and that's what makes this league special. So, and that's really our intentions moving forward, and what we need to focus on in the Baltimore community and greater Baltimore community is finding that fan base outside of our demographic that's coming to our games, right now our diehards, and getting them to come out and just experience it once, because once we know they do that, they're going to come back. And the playoffs, what better time to come out and see us and watch Arena football, whether it's your first time or you've seen it before. But the team's exciting right now, and so we're going to do everything that we can over the next couple of days to get the word out. We've got our business team out in the community today, just going door to door, stopping in at bars and restaurants, letting people know that the game's going to be here, and handing out some free tickets and some T-shirts and all of the swag that we can, and hopefully the team the community will embrace this opportunity that we have to make it to the Arena Bowl.
I just realized I'm not wearing my Brigade hat because it's always like over my shoulder, up on the thing, and I had my shirt on over the weekend. I saw you guys doing team picture down at the Harbor about a week and a half ago, down there for an afternoon as well. It's a very difficult thing, to get the attention. There's a lot of noise out there, a lot of Machado, a lot of Ravens, a lot of Terps, a lot of lacrosse, a lot of things happening around your second year. I think the first thing people don't know about your game is how many teams are in the league, what time you're playing. Randy Hippert's the quarterback, who's really kind of an Arena football legend. You're also sort of coached by an Arena football legend as well. And, this league has been going around for a quarter of a century here, trying to make it, trying to find a home. And I know what Ted has tried to do here the last couple of years, as well as Ron Jaworski, who I've talked to, in sort of resurrecting this thing, because there is a part of it. And look, I'm the first guy to tell you, I went to a game a month and a half ago. I saw you there. I was in my seat, 2 minutes, and I caught a football that I could keep. I thought it was a soccer game. I was looking to give it back, and they're like, no, you don't have to give it back. You get to keep it. And so I gave it to a kid, of course, but that was my sort of awakening to it, to walk in there and to say, I caught a football, and you get to keep it. Not often you could do that, right?
Yeah, Nestor. I mean, listen, this league's been around for 30-plus years, and the problem has never been the product itself. I mean, we have a very, very high level of football, skilled football players, guys that, have been in and out of the NFL or NFL draft picks and faded out, or were invited to camps and got cut. These are the elite of the elite players, and it's a great game. It's, fast-paced, high-scoring, and again, the interaction that the fans have with our players, both in the game and after our games on the field for our post-game parties, it's second to none in professional sports. So that has never been our problem. The problem with this league has been other things. It's been ancillary issues at the league level. It's been some of our past owners. And what we're trying to do is to build this team. We have 4 teams right now. We have a solid 4 teams with great ownership and great markets. And now we need to go out and find other owners and other markets that are like ours, like-minded, who have experience in sports marketing, who can go out and sell these teams the way that they've always needed to be sold. And we're excited about the future. We're excited about expansion. We're very optimistic that this offseason we are going to grow, and then the year after that we're going to grow again. And this league is going to get back and reach its full potential. But the problem has never been the football. The football is fantastic. You can ask almost anybody that's been out to an Arena game. When they leave the arena, they say, wow, that was pretty exciting. It's pretty fun
I would
to watch.
fully agree with that. When you're sitting there, if you're taking your kids somewhere where you want action, And these guys are laying out. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about it. The hardest part is understanding the rules, understanding the plays, understanding what's trying to happen in the strategy. And I think at the 100,000-foot level, somebody would be listening to me right now and saying, well, yeah, I heard about the Brigade. They wear the blue. They play down at the Royal Farms Arena. Everybody knows where the Royal Farms Arena is. Everybody still calls it the Civic Center, for crying out loud. But the issue is it's July. It's hot out. People aren't accustomed to it. They don't know it's there. And they don't even know who you're playing or what the formats are. So, I think that's been an issue for indoor soccer as well. Is now, what's your format? Is a goal 3 points? Is it 2? Is a touchdown 7 points? How many downs do we have? Who's playing offense? Who's playing defense? Part of that is just with baseball and with football and with basketball, even hockey, even with the Capitals, most people sort of knows what offsides is and what a penalty box is, and they sort of come to the sport, unlike me coming to a cricket match where I don't know anything that's going on. Arena football, even for a football fan, has been a little befuddling to me. Hey, I'm still trying to catch up with college football overtime rules, right? All of these sports have their own sets of rules and leagues and teams and stars.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is your issue is making people understand what it is they're even coming to see and who they're coming to see.
So it's a great point. Two things there. Number one, you're absolutely correct. In full transparency, candidly, our biggest problem is awareness, and it's making people understand when our games are, where we're playing, when we're playing. People don't necessarily care about who we're playing against. They're not necessarily going to know every name of the players that are playing on each roster, but we just need to get out there and make them aware of when our games are and get them to come to one game, like I said. And that's, we knew this wasn't going to happen overnight. We started this team in 3 months. We're still in startup mode. We're still in expansion mode, and we know this was going to be a 3 to 5 year process before we really got our roots down in Baltimore and figured out how we can make this team work. We don't have this enormous marketing budget like the big league teams do, so we have to find other creative ways to get people aware and make them aware and get out in the community, and it's a lot more grassroots. There's that part of it. There is the rule aspect of it, and I'll tell you, the one thing that we've talked about in a lot of our conversations with Ted and with Jaws over in Philadelphia is this is a blank slate right now. We are resetting this league, and we're going to tweak some of the rules. We're going to make the game shorter so that it's a better fan experience. We're going to simplify a lot of the rules so that when first-time fans come to the games, they can understand some of the things that are going on easier, and it's easier for them to catch up quickly and become fans quickly after they come to 1 or 2 games. So all of those things are happening. We're talking about the game. We're talking about the rules. We're talking about things that we feel can make this game better. We know this game has been great. Again, 30 years of history where this game has been fantastic. But we're more worried about the future and where we want to take this league and how we want to integrate wagering in our arenas and all the other things that we want to do from a technology standpoint. All that stuff's going to be fan-based, and all of it's going to be about creating the best possible experience for our fans when they come to the arena. And it's going to happen, and we're going through that. So we'll be out there talking to fans, talking to them about, hey, what do you guys think we could do to make this game more exciting? What do you guys think we could do to make this a better game and more competitive? So those are all things that we're looking at and we're going to be talking about over the next couple of years as we expand.
Well, in your case, as we get into you're calling it a semifinal series in this case. Joe Powell and Randy Hippert and the guys you actually have out, on the turf playing football. This is a nice opportunity. And even if you can't come to the games are on CBS Sports Network too, so they're on TV. I see them streamed. I see you guys doing a nice job in social, putting the highlights out and letting people know stuff's down there. But there's nothing like coming down. So, give me the word on this. Like, somebody's listening to me right now. They don't have any plans on Friday night. Obviously, they can click somewhere and buy a ticket. What are we talking about price-wise? What are we talking about when they get there, getting their seats? And give me a little bit of this semifinal series. What are the stakes here, Jeff?
So this is a huge opportunity for us. Baltimore last week. Philadelphia is the 2-time reigning Arena Bowl champion. So these guys are they're the bar.
Well, I know Ron takes it seriously up there.
He does. He is passionate about it. You can see him in his front row seat for every single home game. He is there. He is active. He really does care about this. He's invested in it, and so does our ownership group. And so this is a big matchup for us. Coach Smith was able to win our first playoff game in franchise history last week, and we have an opportunity this week to go to the Arena Bowl. We've got 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league going against each other. Great skill position players at wide receiver on both sides of the ball. And this is going to be a battle. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and most likely this game will come down to the last 2 or 3 possessions to see who moves on. Listen, the tickets are affordable. There's tickets for season tickets for $8. There's single-game tickets for $14. The price points are really in a place where a family of 3, 4, 5 can come out, affordably come out, get a couple hot dogs, get a couple great tickets where they can be in a place where they're going to catch a football. They're going to even be able to talk to the players during the games. Our players are really great about even being interactive with the fans during the games. And they're going to get to experience something in a professional sporting event that you simply just can't get anywhere else at any other sport. It's just unmatched what the AFL offers from that fan engagement standpoint. So the tickets are affordable, and we need people to come down. And listen, this is it's no secret our attendance hasn't been what we wanted it to be in the first 2 years, but we knew that was going to be a process. But we need people to come out now. This is a playoff game for a chance to go to the Arena Bowl, which we could possibly host in Baltimore if a few other things happen with the other game. So we're excited about all those things, and we need Baltimore to come out and support us this Friday at 7 o'clock.
Friday night, the Baltimore Brigade getting it going down at the Royal Farms Arena. Jeff Bowler is my guest. He does all things business operations. He's been running the Brigade here for 2 years, and sometimes so busy, it's tough to catch up with you from time to time. And I know putting these things together, hey, man, I've gotten to know you a little bit, and I've always joked on the radio here, and I was back in the 80s with the AHL and hockey and all that. I always said if I had ever gotten rich and had enough money to lose money, I would have been the guy doing a minor league hockey team here, because I've always been fascinated by it and sort of love that aspect of selling tickets and selling the energy, which is what I've done here for 30 years, doing sports radio and trying to sell that part of this. But it is an uphill battle. It is not easy, being the what do they say, the pioneers take the arrows, right? And in the case of arena football, this has been going on a long time, but I don't think, given your ownership and given the support, that it's going away. I have no thought that I won't be on the phone with you again next March or April and you'll be revving this thing back up. But at some point, there needs to be something that catches the population. And I know you guys have been more out this year because last year you were so new to it, knocking on doors and trying to find people. And I do find people that love your game, love coming down, love putting the shirt on, love being inside in an air-conditioned environment on a hot day for $15 to bring their kids down. The games have a lot of energy. I mean, I would tell that to anybody. If you go down there and spend the money, it's not money not well spent. It's a good use of an afternoon if you've got a kid that loves football and loves that kind of action. Yeah,
Nestor, no doubt. Listen, I've been around the AFL for 10 years. I was around the American Hockey League and the NBA Developmental League, now the G League. And there is truly something special about these leagues that is just different. It's just a different feel for the fans, the players. We're all in this together. It's a family. It's organic. It's not forced. And when you have a team that's been in a market for a few years and you start to build, it really does become something that the community has pride in. It takes pride in because they are so close. You'll know the players' names. You'll see them out in the community. You can meet them. You can shake their hands. You can talk to them about the game. There is that openness. So we believe in this league. We've invested. We've doubled down. We have 2 teams. We're out knocking on doors for expansion. We're out knocking on doors for people to come out and support us. Our owners are leading the charge. They're out front and they're visible as our biggest advocates for growing this league. And we're going to do it. It's going to happen. We know that the tide will turn in Baltimore and we will start to get our attendance will start to increase and the people will start to come out and see the value that truly is there. And we're going to continue, it's our responsibility to continue to make it a great product. And we do have to make some changes and we do have to do some things that will make it more appealing to a wider set of demographics that will want to come out and see this. We don't want to just attract millennials. We don't want to just attract the 30, 40-somethings coming on a date night. We want people of all these races to come out. Anybody that can afford this, we want them to come out and see it and be a part of it and can feel a part of what we're building. So we're excited about it. We've got a huge opportunity on Friday to play for a championship, to bring a championship to the city of Baltimore. And I think that's pretty cool, and hopefully the community will come out and embrace this.
This is an aggregate total situation for the Brigade. A 12-point advantage because they won last week 57-45. So they need to beat you by 12 or more to advance, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, so it's a really interesting.
See, I figured that out on my own, Jeff. That's pretty. That's a new math. That's a Dundalk High math they gave me over there.
Yeah, listen, with the unique scenario of only having 4 teams this year, we wanted to come up with something to make it a little bit more interesting in the playoffs, knowing that all 4 teams would make it. So we figured, why not have each team in each market be able to host at least one home game? Give our fans at least one home playoff game that they can come out and support and create a little interest in some strategy. Our coaches have to think about things like 2-point conversions and onside kicks and And when it comes down to an aggregate score situation, there's a lot more that goes into it than just the traditional game during the regular season. So
that was kind of fun for World Cup, too.
We probably want to make a few tweaks moving forward, but we're excited about it, and we think it's played out really, really well.
I was going to say the World Cup has that sort of format and the knockout round that kind of keeps it interesting. So, hey, there's nothing traditional about sports anymore, right? I mean, I watched the Orioles deal off Manny Machado. We got a passing quarterback and a running quarterback out in Owings Mills. I mean, there's no rules anymore. I mean, the rules are all meant to be broken here, and I know the Arena Football League's tried to trend set on a lot of different things, and, even college football trying to lead the way. I remember the NFL used to lead the way. Everybody would fall in line. Now it feels like anybody that's doing football is trying to do it a little differently, right?
Well, that's actually really great insight, and that's something we talk about a lot. Is we want to be out in front of some of these things. We want to be the pioneers. We want to be the ones that are trying out new ideas and seeing how those things will be interpreted by our fans. And what the decisions that we're making are not always necessarily about the game itself. They're really fan-centric. We're trying to figure out a way to make this the best possible product for our fans, the best experience for our fans. And so we make rule changes when we make changes to the way the game is played. They're mainly with our fans in mind. Obviously, we want to have a great game and protect the integrity of the game itself. But our fans are paying money to watch this, and they're spending their time and energy to come out and be a part of it. So we want to give them their money's worth. So we're going to do whatever it takes to make this game as fan-friendly as possible.
Everything is up on the website at BaltimoreBrigade.com. Jeff Bowler is our guest, the VP of Business Ops. The game is Friday night, the 20th. It's down at the Royal Farms Arena. I got my Royal Farms cup here, real fresh, real fast, making sure I'm taking in the coffee here, but I'm a big fan of the fried chicken and the Western fries as well. BaltimoreBrigade.com. If you want to get out, check that out. Please do that. And I'll say this. I haven't had Randy Hippert on the show, but, he's a legend in the indoor game, and he can really throw the football around. I don't think you go down there and watch this and say these guys don't have a specific skill set for doing this. And, I go through a couple of arena football and even back to the Canadian football that the game's so different. There's a very specialized skill set. Anybody that saw Kurt Warner pull off what he pulled off in his career after starting in this league, you see that, this is a special thing that Hippert does and has done for 15 years, right?
It is, and it's really evident whether you're a diehard football fan or not. Randy can spin the football, and you watch him. The arena game is really interesting, and it's a lot about angles, and you got the motion man, and so it's obviously an offensive game, but you got to be able to float the ball in. You got to be able to make a lot of different passes and reads, and you have to do it very quickly. There's not a 5-7 step drop in time to survey the field. You got to find your read, make the throw, and oftentimes they're touch throws because you got the walls there. You got to fit it in just perfectly before the player hits the wall. So he has enough time to catch it, and so Randy can throw the ball. He's the reigning MVP of the league last year. He's going to give us a great chance to win this Friday. And listen, Baltimore is a sports town. There's no doubt about it. And we have a team right now that's competing for a championship that has a legitimate shot to win a championship, and we think that's pretty exciting for the city. So we hope the city takes notice and comes out and wants to be a part of something special. Jeff,
take care of yourself over there, man. We're going to send everybody down to the Royal Farms Arena on Friday night and hopefully be sending them again. What's the Arena Bowl status? Give me the little lowdown on what would have to happen to have that game here, and what's the scenario right now?
So basically the way it's happening is that the Arena Bowl is being determined by the final two teams that make it, the team with the highest attendance is ultimately going to host the Arena
Fair
Bowl.
enough.
So we've got to match up with Washington and Albany on the other side, and that game's on Saturday night. So we'll see what the results are from that. Once that happens, so we could win Friday night, not know exactly where we're playing the Arena Bowl, but we'll obviously announce all of that once that's determined on Saturday night.
Well, that's a fascinating thing. Okay, good.
Yep.
Well, get out to the Royal Farms Arena. Go to BaltimoreBrigade.com. Good folks there. Of course, Ted Leon's is running the ship, and Ron Jaworski, my dear pal Jaws, who came on here and yapping about the Philadelphia Soul. And we'll see if we can eliminate Philadelphia. Hey, man, I mean, anytime Baltimore can beat Philadelphia in pixie sticks, I'm all for it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Take care of yourself. yourself, Jeff. Be good.
All right, take care. Thanks.
Jeff Bowler, VP of Business Ops for the Baltimore Brigade. I would have worn my Brigade hat, but my Brigade hat is here in the studio. You can see it, my blue hat, and I have a couple shirts. I throw them on as well. We've thrown that on Friday night at the Royal Farms Arena. The coffee is good. Make sure you're signing up for the rewards program when you're gassing up at Royal Farms. You earn your points. You get your coffee for free, as well as your Western fries and your fried chicken. I've been a big aficionado of the Nursery Road Royal Farms on the way back and forth to Washington, D.C. for various Capitals events, various All-Star Game events. So I think they know my name down there in Linthicum these days at Royal Farms. So shout out to the Royal Farms of Linthicum for having some really tasty fried chicken late at night because I have indulged. Nasty at WNST.net finds me. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, also in the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device. Download, listen, read my Dear Orioles series, listen to the Dear Orioles series. We're back online right now getting ready for Ravens training camp, the end of the Manny Machado era, the nearing of the end of the Adam Jones and Zach Britton and Buck Showalter era. Plenty of stuff happening, including that Brigade game down at the Royal Farms Arena on Friday night. You can get the morning newspaper delivered each and every morning at 7 a.m. to your email inbox. It's all brought to you by our friends at Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com, where it's still $10 a month to get in the best shape of your life, guaranteed. Also, the Maryland Jockey Club and our friends at Laurel, where they're racing this weekend. All the racing entries on the front page, WNST.net, as well as in our morning newspaper. You can learn more out at the Maryland Jockey Club by going to LaurelPark.com. I am Nasty at WNST.net, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook, as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.